What's the most terrifying thing you've found on your child's computer? I still wish I had never turned that laptop on. I was not snooping. I need to say that first, because I have replayed the moment enough times to know exactly how it happened. My son had forgotten his math assignment, and the bus was already honking outside. He shouted from the hallway that it was saved on his computer and asked me to print it. The laptop was open on the kitchen table, screen dim but awake. I moved the mouse, expecting a worksheet to pop up. Instead, a folder opened by itself. It was centered on the screen, plain blue, no password, no warning. The name made my stomach tighten before I even clicked it for when I'm gone. My first thought was that it was a story. He liked writing. His teachers always praised his imagination. Kids his age loved dark ideas, dramatic titles. I told myself that as I double-clicked the folder. Inside were dozens of files, all neatly organized, dates, times, clear labels, too careful for a child. The first document opened automatically. If you are reading this, then I didn't mess up. I stopped breathing for a second. The next line explained that this was not a joke and not a story. It said he needed someone to know what had been happening because they don't like when I tell. I scrolled. He wrote about routines, about how long adults stayed in rooms before turning lights off, about how footsteps sounded different when someone was pretending not to be heard. My hand started shaking. There was a list titled People Who Are Safe and another titled People Who Pretend. The second list was longer. I recognized names immediately. His homeroom teacher, the man who walked his dog past our house every morning, a woman from church who always brought him candy. Each name had notes beside it. Smiles even when I'm scared. Knows my middle name, but I never told him. Asked if my door locks. My chest felt tight like the air had thickened around me. I closed that file and opened another. This one was called What Happens After You Sleep. He described lying still, pretending to breathe evenly. He wrote about shadows that moved wrong, about whispers that stopped the second he shifted in bed, about someone sitting on the edge of his mattress without pressing it down. I told myself this was anxiety, nightmares, things kids build out of fear. Then I opened the audio files. The first recording was quiet, almost nothing. I was about to close it when I heard breathing underneath the static, slow, patient. The second recording was worse, a voice barely above a whisper. I know you're awake. I slammed the laptop shut so hard it rattled the table. For a moment, I just stood there, heart pounding, telling myself it had to be fake, edited, downloaded, something he found online. Then I remembered the dates. Every file was recorded after midnight. On nights I clearly remembered checking on him. On nights I had stood in his doorway, watching him sleep. I went to his room. He was sitting on his bed, fully dressed, backpack on, shoes tied, like he had been waiting. You saw it, he said. It was not a question. I asked him who told him to make those files. He shook his head. They told me not to tell, but they didn't say I couldn't write it down. I asked who they were. He frowned slightly, like I was missing something obvious. The ones who come after you go to sleep, he said. They're very quiet when they want to be. I tried to stay calm. I told him it was not funny, that pretending like this scared people. He did not react. They don't like when you say that, he said. That's why I made the folder, in case I don't come back. I felt dizzy. My legs went weak. I asked him why he thought he wouldn't come back. He looked at me with a kind of tired patience that no child should have, because they're asking if I'm ready now, he said, and they don't ask forever. That night, I packed a bag and took him to my sister's house. I contacted the school counselor, a therapist, a pediatrician. Every explanation sounded reasonable when spoken out loud. Night terrors, anxiety, stress, an overactive imagination. The folder disappeared from his laptop a few days later. The computer was clean. No files, no recordings, no trace. Slowly, things felt normal again. Until last month. I was cleaning out the garage when I noticed one of his old shoes felt heavier than it should. Inside, taped under the sole, was a small USB drive. There was only one video on it. The camera angle showed his bedroom from near the ceiling, pointed at his bed. The timestamp stopped my heart. It had been recorded on a night he was staying at my sister's house. At 2:17 a.m., the bedroom door opened. Something stepped inside. It did not rush. It did not sneak. It moved like it knew the room. Just before the video ended, it looked straight up at the camera and smiled, like it knew the recording was not meant for me, like it had been waiting for me to find it.